guys, I'm Parul and welcome to Miss Space. This is another special video on this channel and I will tell you why in a moment. But before that, make sure that you have subscribed to this channel. This video is part of the IAU Women and Girls in Astronomy Project Event, which is a global outreach project. The IAU, or the International Astronomical Union, was founded in 1919 with its mission to promote and safeguard the science of astronomy in all its aspects, including research, communication, education, and development through international collaborations. The IAU Women and Girls in Astronomy Project recognizes the role of women in advancing science and encourages girls to consider careers in astronomy. I will post a link to all the other events under this project in the description box, so do check it out. This video is basically a science podcast where we are going to discuss the recent advances in astronomy. We will listen to the stories of fellow women astronomers and get to know their research firsthand. We will be interviewing them to know about their journey in science, their research in astronomy, and their take on the current gender-based difficulties in science. Today we are going to interview Dr. Jayashree Roy, who is a scientist at the Inter-University Center for Astronomy and Astrophysics, or IUCA, in Pune. So let's go ahead and have a chat with her. Hello Dr. Roy, thank you so much for joining us. How are you doing?
Hello Parul, I'm good and hope you're fine too. Thank you for inviting me to the Women and Girls in Astronomy podcast.
That's our pleasure. So why don't we start with one of the most intriguing questions. I'm sure a lot of people always want to know what the life of a scientist is like. So I want to ask you, what do you do and what are you currently working on?
Thank you for this question. Currently I'm working as an AstroSat support scientist at IUCA. I primarily work in the very exciting field of study of X-ray binaries. Accreting X-ray binaries are brightest of the X-ray sources in our galaxy. These binaries consist of a normal companion star and a degenerate compact object that orbit around their common center of mass. The compact object can be either a white dwarf, neutron star, or black hole. The dense collapsed star accrete matters from the companion star. Due to the collision of the infalling matter in the accretion column, temperature around the compact object rises substantially to nearly 1,000,000 degrees, producing high energy X-rays. These X-ray binaries are very important to understand the physical mechanism of accretion and nature of compact objects. This system serves as the laboratory to test the general theory of relativity and understand the extreme environment around the neutron star and black hole sources. For my research work, I use observational data from various state-of-art space-based observatories.
That is such exciting and such wonderful research that you do. And I'm sure a lot of people who are watching this are interested or must be interested about how you reached this stage in your career. So could you tell us more about that?
Thank you, Parul. I have completed my master's and PhD in physics. I have specialization in astrophysics and high energy physics in my master's. Though it is not must that one should pursue astronomy career with the mandatory requirement of astrophysics as one of the specialization in master's degree. My PhD work can be broadly categorized into two sections, that is X-ray instrumentation and study of X-ray binaries. I have primarily worked on testing, calibration and characterization of large area X-ray proportional counter, that is LAC-SPC instrument at TIFA, which is currently onboard AstroSat satellite and operational in space and fetching great results since more than 5 years of mission operation. Further, I have used data from various space-based observatories to study the enigmatic X-ray binary sources, their temporal and spectral properties. This compact object in my case was mostly stellar mass black holes and neutron stars. In my first postdoc, I did optical instrumentation of high energy SL spectrograph HESP instrument at IIA, currently operational in Himalayan Chandra telescope at Hanley. Along with my research interests, I have also taught advanced astrophysics for 5 years at UMDAE CBS, that's in Mumbai. I got an opportunity to work at IUCA, both as AstroSat Science Support Cells Postdoctoral Fellow and now as an AstroSat Support Scientist.
Wow, that is such a wonderful journey you had. And I'm sure it would have been insightful for a number of people who are watching this podcast currently or in the future. Uh, Another thing that I would want to know your view on is what can we do to improve women participation in astronomy and maybe science in general?
This is a very important question to address. Over the years, the participation of women is increasing in science, especially in the field of astronomy and astrophysics, which was primarily male dominated. I would say PhD is just the starting point of the journey towards a full-grown research career. The starting phase of all the students, only 20% of the initial researchers continue in the field of science and technology, especially the women candidates. To have a greater participation and more important, sustenance of the research career of women candidate, a coherent efforts of all the higher education system is expected. I can just point out a few of those important aspects. That is to have a work-life balance policy that need to be gender neutral, like childcare leaves should be granted to both the male and the female candidates. And then there can be something like a criteria for hiring higher positions that should be transparent as well as well formulated. For example, it should not be influenced by the position or location of the spouse or other personal presumptions for hiring a woman candidate. There can be something like spouse hiring and transfer convenience to the location should be encouraged. To encourage women in science and technology, it will be a good to start new programs like faculty positions associated with various colleges and universities across India, which will be centrally funded. Also, there can be one thing like age bar should be revisited and relaxed in case of competent candidates, which generally impacts women candidate much more than the male candidates. Nevertheless, one should also have some kind of cell like which can perform audits on the employees to ensure gender equality in hiring, promotions and other funding opportunities. It will be equally important to have some kind of childcare facilities and some kind of sexual harassment cells so that the workplace becomes convenient for the woman to work and fetch good results.
Okay, so now one last question before I stop this interrogation. So many of us, I'm sure, want to pursue or continue pursuing astronomy. So what possible ways or what possible options are available for making a career in astronomy or even space sciences?
I'm glad to answer the question. There are various premier research and technical institute of national importance like TIFR, ARIES, IISc Bangalore, IUCA, RRI, IIA, several IITs, ICERs, etc., which offers the opportunity to do research in the field of astronomy and space science. Some of the institutes offer integrated courses like BSc, MSc, MTech, and PhD admissions to these courses, and these are based on the institute-specific selection procedure advertised every year. One can also pursue research by appearing for national level examination like NET, GET, JEST, etc. These institutes also organize occasional short-term research programs and visits where students get the opportunity to work with eminent scientists and get a feel of the research topic. This helps them to understand their probable field of research. And there are various funding available to women scientists advertised from time to time from different science and technology institutes like DST and CERN. These funds are available to the researchers at various levels of their academic ladders, early from the bachelor's degree onwards. Women constitutes an important section of the workforce. However, in the present scenario, a large number of well-qualified women scientists have been left out of the scientific and technical activities due to various constraints. Some of these challenges are significantly often based on the break-in career arising due to family responsibilities. There are options available for sustaining and reviving their profession, but these are very few in the current scenario due to restriction in age and qualification or experience criteria. To address a few issues, some of the scholarships are designed to facilitate women researchers up to the age of 57 years or allow location change during the fellowship, like Women Scientist Fellowship. In some of the fellowships like NPDF, that is National Postdoctoral Fellowship, age relaxation is admissible up to 5 years for women candidates. This will facilitate to cope up the gap period and come back to the mainstream science. Inspire Scholarship Scheme in various categories are available to students starting at the age of 10 years onwards up to Inspire Faculty Fellowships up to the age of 32 years. Women candidates avail around 50% of these fellowships.
Thank you, ma'am. If you have any more questions for Dr. Roy, please let us know in the comments and we'll make sure to get back to you.